The relationship between Neo and Trinity is an important focal point in the Matrix trilogy. A love relationship that broke the Matrix cycle and changed the paradigm that humans were subjected to for hundreds of years. However, what began as a love story could reach an unexpected conclusion. What if Neo and Trinity become enemies instead of lovers in the future? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
This theory begins long before Neo escaped the Matrix. Thomas Anderson heard rumors about a hacker who infiltrated the IRS database. That hacker was known as Trinity. Her infamy made her one of the best hackers that ever lived. Trinity's story is similar to Neo's. She was a hacker with a double life. Her blue pill name is rumored to be Tiffany, and she possibly caught the attention of the red pills after her great feat of hacking the IRS. Remember that the upper echelons of the simulation, that is the politicians and governments in the Matrix, are being controlled by the machines. The fact that Trinity managed to hack into the IRS makes her a vital asset to the red pills. Trinity was awakened from the Matrix at the same time as another blue pill, Ghost. Although Ghost was assigned to a different ship, he developed hidden feelings for Trinity. Both Ghost and Trinity visited the Oracle to discover their purpose. Morpheus may have been the one who did the introductions. He was, at the time, searching for the one. Ghost had only one important question for the Oracle, and it was, will Trinity ever love him as he loves her?
You asked me one question, if she would ever love you. I told you only as a friend, as her brother.
However, the Oracle said something different to Trinity. Trinity's path was linked to the One. She was to fall in love with the Savior. This is one of the reasons why Trinity was allowed to enter the simulation alone to look for the One and her future lover. We don't know the exact time frame for when Trinity became a red pill to when they found Neo, but we theorize that it must have been years and multiple failed searches. Once Trinity found Neo, she would connect alone to the Matrix, which annoyed Cypher, another red pill who had fallen in love with her.
You weren't supposed to relieve me.
I know, but I felt like taking a shift.
You like him, don't you? You like watching him.
Don't be ridiculous.
We're gonna kill him. You understand that?
Morpheus believes he is the one.
Do you?
It doesn't matter what I believe.
You don't, do you?
Trinity begins to believe that Thomas Anderson is the one as she began to develop feelings for him. And as the Oracle said, she will fall in love with the One. It was then that she contacted Neo, telling him to follow the White Rabbit. The nightclub was the first time where Trinity and Neo interacted, and it would become the cornerstone of the entire trilogy. From that moment on, the two started to build a relationship that could have somewhat been coerced by the Oracle.
You're cuter than I thought. I can see why she likes you.
Who?
Not too bright, though.
It was Trinity's kiss that brought Neo back to life and become the One, thus fulfilling the Oracle's prophecy.
The Oracle told me that I would fall in love and that the man that I loved would be the one.
Her kiss activated something within Neo, possibly the Anomaly's code. This is where we dive into today's theory. What we saw as a romantic kiss may have been a reset button. Trinity transferred something to Neo through that kiss. Trinity was possibly manipulated by the machines from the beginning, just like Neo was. It was explained in Matrix Online that both Trinity and Neo were the result of a study conducted by the machines. She was created and manipulated by the machines to fulfill a purpose. Yet it is still unconfirmed that Matrix Online will continue to be canon once Matrix 4 is released. Neo in the Matrix sequels fought to prevent Trinity's death. He was having nightmares of her demise. If in the Matrix universe there are no coincidences or supernatural interventions, and that everything is based on cause and effect, Neo's nightmares can only be explained as a manipulation tactic of the Oracle, or it was a memory from a previous Matrix cycle. Maybe Trinity died in a simulation before the 6th, and Neo interpreted his nightmares as premonitions. Now Neo was able to save Trinity from her fall, remove a bullet from her body, and restart her heart by phasing his hand into her chest and pumping it. Neo changed her residual self-image. Nevertheless, the architect warned Neo that she was going to die.
She is going to die, and there is nothing you can do to stop it.
In the architect's room, all of the monitors were showing Trinity's fight against the Ancient and her death. The fight was happening in real time while Neo was speaking to the architect, but her fall and death hadn't. The fact that the architect can show Neo's nightmares on those little screens means that the event was predestined, or that those images were from a previous simulation. However, Neo only managed to delay the inevitable, as Trinity would die in the real world in Matrix Revolutions. Neo would also die after his fight against the powerful Smith, and we can corroborate his death. The movie script clearly describes that Neo died, and his body was taken away by the machines. Now, his return in Matrix 4 could mean that the machines connected his body back to the Matrix, either as a reward for helping and destroying Smith, or to keep him under their thumb in case they need him again. But as we've already theorized in this video, the only person who could activate Neo's code as the anomaly is Trinity. If that's the case, then the machines need her to reactivate Neo's abilities. They would have to retrieve her body and somehow revive her and reconnect her to the simulation. But if she is needed to reactivate Neo's code, how can Trinity become a villain? The problem lies in when Neo saved her life. Neo used his powers as the One to bring her back from the dead. He inserted part of his residual self-image into hers, changing it. He did this once before with Agent Smith. He plunged his entire RSI into the Ancient and destroyed his then current shell from the inside. Yet part of the anomaly's code copied into Smith's code.
Perhaps some part of you imprinted onto me, something overwritten or copied.
So there is the possibility that part of the anomaly's code copied into Trinity. Not much time was given to explore if Trinity could manifest new abilities in the Matrix, but her RSI did change in appearance, as her attire in Matrix Revolutions resembled Neo's. Maybe a coincidence, or a direct result of Neo's code changing hers. If her body was recovered by the machines and was reconnected to the simulation, then Trinity is perhaps a ticking time bomb ready to explode, capable of becoming a new Agent Smith. But do you agree? Could Trinity be the new villain in Matrix 4? Was she changed by the anomaly and will lose control? Will Neo be forced to fight the woman he loved the most, the person he was willing to sacrifice humanity for? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.